One. There's one. Hi, folks. I'm Mike Morales. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm here in San Antonio. That gentleman out there is
Rick Levy in Escondido, California.
Rick. Show everybody your colors, man. Look at you. You're
Oh
nice.
man! So the tequila we're reviewing today comes from well, I guess you could call it a kind of artist collective. There's a lot of lifestyle stuff that they're doing surrounding the brand,
Right.
and we got quite a swag bag along with this. We got T-shirts and brooches and boutonnieres, and I got some sunglasses here somewhere, and there's like some sunscreen, and
there's all kinds of neat. But this is the tequila we're tasting today. It's called El Sativo. You may have heard of it. It launched in the summertime. Yes, this is the middle. This baby launched in the middle of the pandemic. All right, and which we're like still in. But but here's the exciting thing. It is kosher. It is also organics, USDA certified organic. And again, this is like the third or fourth tequila this year that we're going to be dissecting from this distillery. I will give you the number. It is Tequilas Las Americas that is getting 1480. It gets the bulk of the organic tequilas, and the certification is BioAgricert.
Yeah, 1480 is in Amatitan.
Yes,
we love Amatitan. Yeah. I have an entire section of the library back here dedicated to what comes out of 1480 Las Americas. I'm a huge fan.
Off camera, he was showing me.
All right,
models. Check it out.
So today we've got El Sativo.
El Sativo.
A former big hit on Tequila Aficionado, has been One with Life.
Right.
We got Uno, Dos, Tres, 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Which we haven't tasted on Sipping Off the Cuff. David Rabandi calling him out.
That's right.
That's right.
Put it on. The new Four Copas.
Yeah.
Celestial, which we really tripped over ourselves loving it last year. Absolutely. And an old favorite of mine through all its incarnations, Don Abraham.
Yeah, that was been around in several distilleries, but that organic version is really very popular out in Houston. It actually is. This one is interesting because it's owned by a couple of people. One, Jamie Witten, who is a singer-songwriter, and Dr. Summers, I believe it's Don Summers. I want to make sure I get his name correctly, because this is what's unusual about this tequila. All right, they sent us some interesting information on their process. They of course it's organic, and they go on and on about that. But here's the thing: this is the press release we got says the first tequila to isolate terpenes in the raw agave and maintain the properties debuts this summer. Okay, so they sent us some really deep information of what terpenes are. Apparently, a part of the ownership are doctors who have been isolating terpenes from CBD, from marijuana, apparently for medical purposes, and so the part of the ownership wanted to make sure that they did the same. Terpenes exist from this information that I got. And I will, I'm pretty sure I got the, gosh, what happened to my notes here? Oh, here they are. Okay. The process is they create 100% Blue Weber agave tequila the way it was meant to be, the way purists like it. It's estate grown on the volcanic belt is what they're calling it, which is a Matitan. And agaves are planted, nurtured, and harvested organically in our fields and never sourced. They use no harmful pesticides or fungicides, I don't know. We use organic fertilizers and harvest by hand. We slowly steam our blue agaves in stone ovens for 24 to 48 hours, no autoclaves, no diffusers, and they ferment with natural yeast. Now, El Sativo says they set itself apart by utilizing a special distillation method that naturally highlights the agave plant's precious resources, which are terpenes, and they're naturally occurring in all plants. Okay, it's the same stuff that when you run your hands across rosemary, or it's what gives basil its scent, mint, things like that. And I think what it is they extract those aromas and those oils that cause that, so for medicinal purposes. And apparently, it won't make you high, but it will give you a sense of well-being. And Rick, tell everybody what you said to me when we were discussing this off camera, because I had never seen this angle of marketing. Okay, but as you grow into the tequila thing, you hear people say, yeah, tequila's an upper, not a downer, like other alcohols, or it makes you feel good. Tequila makes my clothes fall off, or stupid stuff like that, right? But so it turns out that the terpenes or terpenes, I don't know, man, the terpenes, they're the cause. So tell everybody what was.
Well, I think I think what we're seeing here is sort of the angle we've seen in other brands where people are coming into tequila from another industry.
Right.
And so, you and I just reviewed a tequila where they were coming from the wine industry. And there were a bunch of vintners that, decided to get together and create a tequila. And so, of course, they bring their expertise from that industry. And that's the way they talk about their process, because that's where they're coming from. But, I think with the terpenes, we're really just talking about the naturally occurring organic compounds that come from the agave that really any artisanal distiller is going to be trying to preserve in the final product, or it has a lot to do with where it boils off in the distillation process, and where they cut the heads and the tails, because all of these compounds are going to evaporate at different temperatures, and that's essentially you set your cutoff points. So they may be coming from a perspective where they are targeting certain terpenes, and they're deciding, they're basing that on where they're going to cut their heads and tails. But it's probably not so much different than any of our, best artisanal distillers would be doing anyway,
right.
By their instincts and, knowledge of their craft. They just probably don't talk about it the same way.
Right. Yeah. See, as you were saying, that we've talked about several master distillers that are geniuses. With the people that make Fuente Seca, for instance, G4 and Terralta. Anything coming out of Las Americas. What's important for them has always been to present the agave in the best light possible. And I think that's, you find that more often in, like you said, craft tequilas, because that's what they're most proud of. The people at Las Americas, they're agave growers. Felipe Camarena and Carlos come from a family of agave growers. They're not. If you ever see pictures on their Instagram or video, their agave are huge. They're not going to give you those little coconut size they're going to throw in a diffuser. They want that huge agave that took 7, 8, 9, 10 years to grow, which is now rare at this point. To get them
right.
back. And so again, the older and the bigger and the riper these plants are, the more terpenes are going to be in, are going to be in the plant. Like you said, I've never heard them call them terpenes. But anyway, I want to let's just go into the. I like their I like the bubbles. I love bubbles. This tequilas from this distillery just never,
Right. And you got to say with the angle they were going for with the organic and the kosher and all of that, they couldn't have chosen a better distillery to work with.
Exactly, exactly. I think it still boils down to using the best raw material, and right now it probably is all coming out of 1480 and a few of the other ones.
I got the shivers down the
Did you get
spine
that?
off the top of the
Those are the
bottle.
terpenes.
Yeah. Now I know what to call it.
Yeah, me too. It's what's interesting too, Rick. It's not as crystalline, and I thought maybe it was the bottle, because the bottle is also a recyclable, non-combustible bottle. Everything that they've done is recyclable, and
Well, and they said it's actually made from recycled glass.
yeah, and the label is actually also biodegradable and recyclable, and
Right.
it's I would imagine it's probably agave paper. It could be. Um, it's not crystalline, and I'm not going to say it's cloudy either. It's got a natural tint to it, though. That's not real bright in color. But legs and tears are beautiful. We're using our Stasel Jarritos for tequila, which we really enjoy here because it makes our job a little easier. Wow.
Well, for folks who are really pride themselves on their scientific knowledge of aromatics, I gotta say, they're not letting us down with this
No,
note.
no. The look isn't bright. It's not a bright and shiny tequila, but I tell you what, that nose is bright, man. That comes right up to greet you.
It's
It gave
gorgeous.
Rick the shivers.
Yeah, it's
But see, I'm not getting any minerality that we normally get from some tequilas in a Matitan. This almost smells like a Highlands, like there's more fruit, there's more sweetness on the nose, more flour.
right.
Wow.
Well, I'm getting some of that, bright citrus, grassy notes.
Yeah, it's almost like a little bit of a honeysuckle. It's kind of I don't know if have you ever sucked on a honeysuckle blossom before? They literally are very sweet. And the first and only time I've ever done that was in New Mexico. That we had a neighbor that his would grow over our fence, and the person I was living with at the time said, "Oh, that's honeysuckle." I go, "How can you tell?" She goes, "Look." She plucked the blossom and says, "Go ahead and lick the stem because there's a little stem, and it's really sweet." It's no wonder that bees and hummingbirds like that stuff. So the nectar itself, and so it's got like kind of like, for me, a little bit of a honeysuckle um, smell to it. I don't know if you're getting that, but I'm also getting citrus.
Yeah, I'm really being drawn into the citrus and sort of the grassiness. Now, would you say there's something that's been difficult for me to pin down? People talk about this kind of wet cement smell. Would you say there's any of that here, or would you say that
No.
corresponds more to the the
Or yeah, if there
mineral
was
qualities?
reality, you could get it, and by and large, if you're looking for it, you'll find it like in tequilas or even mezcals that are made with a taona, because it's a stone wheel. The wheel itself will add an extra layer of complexity to the finished tequila. I had one master distiller tell me that not a whole lot of people like to smell the rock in their tequilas. So, but every once in a blue moon, I've had one this year with Eric Zandona called Rejon, where you get that wet cement. It's a higher ABV, but it was superb, and it's so rare to get that. And you know what it reminded me of, Rick? Since we're talking about a Matitan, remember Regional? Remember the old Regional?
Oh man, you're always bringing up Regional.
Yeah, that's what it smelled like. It smelled like Regional. It's like, oh my God, it just, the memories that brought back, because that was like, when Azuñia first came out on the market years and years ago, I used to call it Regional Light, because it was a much softer version of Regional at 80 proof. And so those tequilas are rare. They're few and far between, but you'll get them. And now I'm getting them more in mezcals, the wet cement. So I'm not getting wet cement here, but it is brighter. I will say it's a much brighter nose. But let's dive in, man. Let's go for it.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
It's got this great viscosity to it. Great mouth.
Big mouthfeel.
Nice big growing pepper effect.
Yeah. Nice medium to long finish too. It belies itself because of the aroma. It's actually nice and aggressive. I like it, man. This is like it took me by the shirt collar and go, here, taste this.
You were talking about sweetness in the aroma. We're not getting. I'm not getting any excessive sweetness in the palate.
No, just on the sides. It's the sweetness you expect from organic agave and organic tequila. It's just a residual sweetness. It's nothing that sticks, nothing cloying that sticks to your palate. There's the white pepper, black pepper kind of thing that's going on.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's really the highlight on the palate. I'm not necessarily getting on the palate what I would expect from the aroma.
Yeah, me neither.
Those qualities are secondary to what's going on with the black and white pepper. But it's nice and clean on the palate.
It's got a punch to it. I'm really impressed. I gotta say, this is like the third or fourth tequila I've had this year from this distillery. And every time I have one that comes from Las Americas, I keep asking myself, how can they make an organic tequila different without the aid of enhancements, additives, things like that. And so far, every one this year has been a surprise. I think I mentioned to you off camera that we had the new version of Hermosa, myself and Alex. And I gotta tell you, it tastes like old school tequila. It tastes like really, as a matter of fact, that would be the one that almost got wet cement in it, because you could taste that they use the stone oven as opposed to autoclaves. I'm pretty sure that this distillery has both, but like El Sativo, they're using just the ovens, and it was a throwback tequila. I was so impressed because I'd never had that style of tequila coming out of that distillery. So just when I thought that they couldn't surprise me anymore, terpenes happen.
Well, I think they've probably always been happening, but these people are apparently coming with the expertise to really zero in on specific ones and adjust the process to it.
So what do you think? Are we gonna not?
I love it. I would recommend it.
Yeah, Brand of Promise nominee in that organic Blanco category. I am again really impressed by this distillery and the what's the word I'm looking for? Their versatility in producing different flavor profiles for every one of those brands that you showed earlier. It's how far can they go before they say no, we're done? We can't do this anymore. Not if we're going to keep our organic certification. Not if we're going to keep the rabbi happy. It's not going to happen anymore. We're done. We only get 10 brands out of here. But they keep doing it. They keep surprising you. I'm really, really impressed by this. This is really gorgeous stuff. So apart from the lifestyle, the lifestyle angle and the scientific angle, This is really good tequila, man.
Yeah, yeah. They're again, it's one of these groups. They're coming at it from experience in another industry. It's translating well.
Yeah, quite well. I understand that according to the press information that they sent us, right now let's see if I can find it. If I have it's 80 proof, of course. Uh, Let me see if I can find it on the other information here. They have. I think they had suggested. What do we know as a MSRP on this? Because I knew that what they had suggested, but I'm not sure if that's the case. Now they were, of course, this is if you're familiar with this business, this was a brand that was set to probably hit the market with a big splash in the summertime, and then COVID hit in March, and you couldn't stop the train. It's on the train to be launched, and it did. But right now it's only available in Blanco. The MSRP that I have here from the press release is anywhere from $39.99 to $45.99, but they will offer a reposado and an añejo in 2021. But is that the case? Can you find it, Rick? Is it?
I haven't found it. I'm just looking at a couple of my usual suspects now, and I'm not getting any hits on it.
I love the old style packaging too. I mean, this bottle, I haven't seen a bottle like this in a while, and it's a wooden topper.
Well, and it's one of those bar friendly bottles too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little more curvaceous than like Cabeza or something like that, which was really
Right.
designed for bartenders.
Yeah.
But still, it's easy to grip.
Yep. It right here. On the. It proudly says certified organic tequila. It's on the bottle itself. Wow, great stuff from these folks from the El Sativo, from Jamie Witten and Dr. Summers and team, the El Sativo team. They got a winner. I'd say go find it. I think it's would you say this is cocktail friendly also?
Certainly.
Yeah, it's can't complain. Like I say, every time you think you've tasted everything coming out of that distillery, they have something new. So
well, and again, this is one of those distilleries where I would recommend trying anything that comes out of there.
yeah,
You got Las Americas, you got 1414, you got oh, now I'm blanking on names.
yeah.
But
Well, there's several numbers that I'm not a big numbers guy, but some people are familiar with the num numbers in there because they're very they're big fans of certain distilleries and the products that come out of there. So
yeah, La Cofradia is another one.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
these distilleries are fantastic.
Yeah.
So
congratulations to the folks at El Sativo. That is our take on El Sativo organic and kosher tequila. Go get it, and remember, you heard it here first. Terpenes.
Oh, and you can also feel good that they are giving back from this product.
Yeah, it's
they say they're giving a percentage back to charities such as Ocean Conservancy, Ocean Cleanup, Cool Earth, and International Anti-Poaching. So they're giving back with the proceeds as well.
It's good for you, and it's good, and even on their neck tag it says "Go Green." So
good for the earth, good for the palate.
Yeah, good for the palate, good for the earth, good for the good for the environment. So it's good for you. All right. So that's our take on El Sativo. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That gentleman out there is
Rick Levy in Escondido.
You have been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels. Please follow us anywhere that you see us. We're there, Pinterest, Facebook. Tequila Aficionado. You can also subscribe to our newsletter and get our magazines and books as well. And hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that notification bell, hit the commitment button. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.